Well, we're here at the CCA Workbench where we
Yes,
talk
sir.
about rigs and techniques. And Dave, dolphin is something that you really know.
I like
want
to do it.
know the do's and the don'ts about what to do and
Well,
what
I
not
got
to do.
10 little tips. That's hard to say. We'll see how we can get through it. First, for dolphin like warm water, warm, clear water, but you got to have bait in it. If you find blue water and you find bait and birds, you're going to find dolphin. Blue water, bait, and birds, you're going to find. If one of those things is missing, keep going until you find all three of them. A lot of times you might not find birds, but if you see bait and blue water, stay around there because you're going to find something, especially if there's anything floating in it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And that's where the next thing. If you find weed lines and there's no dolphin on it, go ahead and stop and try to chum them up, because dolphin will become like a satellite to a big chunk of weeds. They will circle around a big weed line or even just a big chunk and will follow it for a long way. A school of dolphin will stay with one chunk for a long way. It's been documented. So if you come upon a big weed line and you don't see any dolphins on it and you've got some time, start throwing some chum out, because if there's anywhere around there, they'll come to the back of your boat.
I like it.
Use J hooks when you're targeting dolphin. We like an O'Shaughnessy hook. We talk a lot about using circle hooks. Well, when you're targeting dolphin, because of the way they eat, they usually have a couple of guys with them. There's more than one, so they're very aggressive on the strike, and they'll grab something and they'll run with it really fast.
Right.
And if you lock up with a circle hook as he's running real fast, it will come flinging right out of his mouth. It's just like you jerking on the hook or reeling too fast with a circle hook. So what you got to do is, if you feed him a circle hook, you got to make sure you come tight real slow, and it'll come right up and get him in his corner.
That's great tip.
If not, use a J hook.
I like that.
Use a J hook because they're better. A naked ballyhoo fishing, you're always going to have better hookup ratio if you're just using the naked ballyhoo, because you don't have all this other stuff in front of it.
Well, it goes without saying.
Anything that's naked is going to go down easier. I don't know why. Yeah, you'll make some. Yeah. Anyway,
keep going.
Naked ballyhoos. I got a lot of stuff here that I like to put in front of my ballyhoos, but a naked ballyhoos, you're gonna have a better hookup ratio. Bigger dolphin will always be on the outer edges or below schoolie dolphin. If you have a big school of dolphin back there, the bigger ones are gonna be down deep or way out on the edge.
So how do you get past
all
all
you
that?
Throw a great big popper. If you have a good spinning rod, you can throw a popper way out to the outside of all those dolphin and pop that thing, and a lot of times you'll get a great big dolphin to come up and eat it. Or you can get a downrigger or a planer and troll deep around those things. I've won a lot of money one time because I did that. I found a floating Cuban raft with a lot of people fishing on top of it, sitting right on top of it. Well, I got a couple planers out and trolled around it deep and got the big ones.
Wow.
And
good move.
That
was a good move.
A good tip.
Keep going.
Target bigger fish with bigger baits. My buddy Dan Jacobs caught an 80-pound dolphin on a Bart Brasiliano.
Oh my
so
God.
if you're using
on a marlin lure.
Exactly. If you want to catch great big dolphin, you got to use bigger stuff. They will eat little things, but great big ones will eat big stuff. And if you're in a place where there's big dolphins, don't be afraid to use big ballyhoos, big lures.
I got a question. Is it safe to say that when you have a big bait, it eliminates the smaller fish sometimes from biting because it's just too big?
Correct. If you're in a tournament or something where only big fish counts, don't pull a bunch of little stuff, because you're going to be fighting those little ones all the time, just wasting your time. My favorite dolphin bait is probably any island lure with a ballyhoo. I like a big island lure and a ballyhoo, and or a sea witch, a big black and red sea witch, and get this, a giant split tail mullet. It gets my big dolphins. If that's the one I catch great big dolphin on the shotgun. Same thing that I use for a wahoo. My big wahoo thing is also that one.
Two more.
When you're getting one alongside the boat, keep his head in the water. If you try to lift a dolphin's head out of the water, he's going to want to jump. And trying to gaff a dolphin when it's jumping is pretty hard. It's not that easy. And you want to try to aim for his head. You want to get his eyeballs. You want to knock his eyeballs out. Because if you do that, then you're not putting a big hook in his meat and tearing up all that beautiful meat that you're trying to catch him for anyway.
Last one, quickly.
I think that's all of them, dude.
Dead bait?
Keep one in the water until he quits puking. Because that's what he's doing.
He's chumming
puking and chumming for you. As soon as he stops that, pull him out and get another one out there.